Hi everyone, it's Amy again from MGR. This time I will be exploring the customer assets functionality within MGR so you can get the most out of this comprehensive module. Customer assets come with assets tracking, associating assets with other RMM software, webhooks and automation. Let's start with what is customer asset. A customer asset is a piece of equipment/device that you maintain on behalf of the customer. The Asset Manager also allows you to track specific information about these equipment/devices and track an ongoing work history and estimates generated. The following is the list of what you can do. Track the work history of a device. Ability to store hardware configurations or any other information you need. You can also create custom fields based on asset types. Print labels for devices to quickly access them via the barcode. Quickly create tickets from the Asset Manager to start a new repair. Quickly create estimates from the Asset Manager and send them to the customer. If you're using third-party RMM tools or any open-source RMM tools, these assets can be tied to their RMM counterparts and you can configure them to send notifications to MGR. Upon receiving these notifications, you can configure automation which can create tickets automatically. First of all, let's talk about the difference between customer assets, customer equipment and ticket additional assets so we are not confused with the terms. Customer assets, in general terms, this is what you're going to repair and it has been added in MGR as an asset. Please note that not all the customer assets will have tickets or estimates. You may just add a bunch of customer assets but some of them may never get any ticket or estimate. Customer equipment. These are still assets you repair but they are not added as customer assets. Please note that you may not add everything as customer assets. The system will still let you create tickets and estimates but they are categorized separately for your ease. Ticket additional assets. The customer may leave additional items with the main asset, such as they left the PC which needs work and they left the printer or monitor with it. The printer and monitor will go as ticket additional assets so the system knows when you're giving the PC back you need to give the other stuff too. It's always best to record everything the customer leaves behind. Now that's out the way, let's focus on creating customer assets. Once we have gone through the customer assets, we will talk about the ticket additional assets in detail as well. Let's head to the Asset Manager. The Asset Manager will list all of the customer's assets. The manager has all of the options like any other manager. There is a search form to filter the data, and you can also create saved searches and show them in the activity boxes as you can do on the Ticket, Customer, Product, Estimate Manager. Export to a different set of files is also available. Let's go through the different elements of the manager. This is the list of all the active assets. These are asset actions which can be performed on the asset. D is the quick search option. Please note that Expand Search Form has extensive search options. This section belongs to saved searches. If you click here, it will take you to the Manage Asset Types, where you can create and edit asset types. All the asset types have the ability to have custom fields. Please click on Manage Asset Types Custom Fields button to manage. Create New Asset button will take you to the New Asset form. Asset Automation is where you create all the automation related to webhook notifications. Import/Export Assets button will allow you to import and export customer assets. First of all, we need to configure asset types and custom fields related to each asset type. Asset Type Manager will allow you to create asset types. Think of asset types as the categories of devices that service or repair. Common examples would be something like this: phone, laptop, desktop computer, Apple computer, server, drone, 3D printer, printers. Please click on Add Asset Type to create a new asset. You can be as specific or generic as you like. For example, if you wanted to create an asset type for each model of your device, you could. Once the assets are created, you need to create custom fields related to each asset type. To create custom fields for asset types, please click on the Manage Custom Fields button. Asset custom fields are where you can choose what data to capture about the device you are repairing. Please note that when you create an asset, there is already a field called Unique Identifier which can be used for unique identification for that asset, such as serial number, service tag, etc., so you don't need to add a custom field for that. The custom fields functionality is exactly the same as the tickets, ticket checklists, customers, and products. Once the assets and asset custom fields are created, we are ready to create assets. To create a new customer asset, please click on Add New greater than customer asset and fill in the information. Please note that the system will not let you add the asset with the same identifier as active. In other words, you can only have one asset active with the same identifier. You also have the option to add a tag separately. You could add the serial number in the identifier and the service tag in the tag field. It's entirely up to you how you want to manage it. Don't forget, you can always add custom fields which are based on asset types. Please note that when you create an asset, there is already a field called Identifier which can be used for unique identification for that asset, such as serial number, service tag, etc., so you don't need to add a custom field for that. The RMM integration tab holds the information related to the RMM system you're using, and that's where you tie their RMM counterparts. There are 3 critical associations here. RMM Asset ID, this is the RMM system's asset ID which will be linked with the MGR asset. RMM Asset Link, this is the link to go to the asset's detail page within your RMM system. In this asset we have used Tactical RMM, and as you can see, the link goes straight to the RMM system's asset so you can perform additional tasks. This flow makes it easier for you to manage the RMM related tasks. You will see additional icons when we list the assets, so you can access them directly from the Asset Manager. Please note that the following icons will only appear if you have added the information in the RMM Asset ID and RMM Asset Link. MGR Webhook URL, this is the URL where your RMM system will be sending notifications related to this asset. Some RMM system has the ability to configure each asset's notifications separately. Please note that MGR also gives you one unique URL where you can send all the notifications and don't need to configure them at each asset level. The field called Status and Current Status Date will be updated automatically when MGR receives the webhook notifications for this asset. Once ready, please click on the Add Asset button. Once the asset is added, you can create a ticket, estimate, or print asset labels. The followings are the option with the action column for each asset. Please note that you can also create assets from the ticket interface as well. The following is the list of actions you can perform on each asset. Edit Asset. This icon will allow you to edit the asset along with showing you historical information such as tickets and estimates created for that asset. Copy Asset. Copy Asset option will allow you to quickly copy the asset information and then create a new one. View Customer. This will show the customer's information. Add New Ticket. This option will allow you to create a new ticket. Add New Estimate. This option will allow you to create a new estimate. Asset Label. This option will allow you to print asset labels. Please check the label template. Let's now explore the actions. The very first option is to edit the asset, which will also show you the history of the asset as well in terms of how many tickets and estimates have been created so far, and the one after is to copy/clone the asset, which will speed up the adding process. Let's create the ticket now. You can either create the ticket for an asset from the Asset Manager or from the Create New Ticket interface. If you are in the asset, then please click on the menu in Actions and choose Add New Ticket. This action will take you to the ticket interface and all the information related to the asset will be pre-filled, including the asset custom fields you mapped with the ticket custom fields. Once the ticket is created, the asset will be associated with the ticket and you will see the increase in the total column on the Asset Manager. You can also do the same from the ticket interface. Once you have selected the customer, you will be given the option to choose the assets. Please click on the Customer Asset button and choose the asset by clicking on the ticket icon. If the asset is not listed, then you can also create a new asset by clicking on the Add New Asset button. If you have forgotten to attach the asset, don't worry, you can always go back to the ticket and associate the asset, or you can always change the asset if you have made a mistake. Let's create the estimate now. You can either create the estimate for an asset from the Asset Manager or from the Create New Estimate interface. If you are in the asset, then please click on the menu in Actions and choose Add New Estimate. This action will take you to the estimate interface, and all the information related to the asset will be pre-filled, including the asset custom fields you mapped with the ticket custom fields. Once the estimate is created, the asset will be associated with the estimate, and you will see the increase in the total column on the Asset Manager. When the estimate is converted to a ticket, the same asset information will be carried over to the ticket as well. You can also do the same from the estimate interface. Once you have selected the customer, you will be given the option to choose the assets. Please click on the Customer Asset button and choose the asset by clicking on the ticket icon. If the asset is not listed, then you can also create a new asset by clicking on the Add New Asset button. If you have forgotten to attach the asset, don't worry, you can always go back to the estimate and associate the asset, or you can always change the asset if you have made a mistake. You can also print the asset labels if needed and stick them on the devices, so when they come back for repairs, you know how to find them. There is a template called Customer Asset Label in the template editor. Please make any changes if needed. You can also click on the View Customer button, which will open the customer record. Once the setting is enabled, you will see a new tab called RMM Integration with additional fields such as third-party RMM Asset ID during the asset creation and modification process. This ID will be used to match when we receive a notification from third party. You will also see the RMM Asset link, which will be the third-party RMM system's link to the asset. You will also see an additional icon next to each asset showing the current status of the asset in terms of online or offline, and a date so you know since when it was online or offline, along with the option to view the notification log. You will also see another icon which will show you all the notifications received for this asset from the third party. Please note that we only keep 1 month of notifications. The reason behind that is so we can monitor the notifications in real time and create the tickets if needed. You will have a comprehensive log in your RMM system, so there is no need to duplicate the data. Let me show you the MGR payload which you need to configure in the third-party RMM system so they can send all the notifications via the webhook. It needs to be posted to the following URL. Please replace the whole portal identifier with the one provided in the preference. You can also set webhook notifications at the individual asset level. When you modify the asset, the system will give you an individual URL. This is only used if you're configuring your RMM system at the individual asset level, as you want to send different assets notification to different systems. The URL will look like the following: rmm_asset_i.d is third-party asset ID. If you're using MGR_UUID, then this can be blank. Alert_date is the date that the event occurrence was detected. The format used is UTC time. If alert_date is blank, then now will be used. Alert_text is the description of the alert notification. Alert_link is the URL of the alert notification third-party RMM system URL. Alert_severity is the numerical value of the alert severity. 1 equals emergency, 2 equals critical, 3 equals warning, or 4 equals informational. Current_status is the current status of the device, such as online, offline, etc. The main purpose of these webhooks is to grab data in real time and then run automation on these notifications, which will allow you to create tickets and do further actions even when you're not sitting at your desk. You can do so much with asset automation, which we will cover next. Please check the knowledge base article and check our recommended open source RMM systems such as Tactical RMM, Zabbix, Apport, Nagios, Checkmate, OpenNMS, PRTG and many more, which you can easily integrate with my Gadget repairs. Upon receiving the notification alerts, you can let the system know what to do with them by creating automations. Asset automation is a powerful feature within MGR that allows you to create rules, Asset automation will allow you to create conditions and actions, and when those conditions are met, the system will perform those actions. The potential uses of asset automation are almost limitless, but a few examples include: create a ticket based on the information received via the notification. For example, you just received a notification which states that the asset's hard drive has less than 10% free space, the severity is emergency and it belongs to John. The system already knows whom the asset belongs to. You could then create a ticket with a subject automation, cleanup required for asset_name. You could also set the following attributes during the ticket creation. Assign to a technician. Set ticket issue type. Set ticket status. Set ticket SLA. Set ticket priority. Set ticket due date. Set ticket custom field data. You can also trigger an update ticket. If there is already a ticket created for the asset with the same subject, then you can do the following. Add ticket comments. Set ticket custom field data. Managing escalation when a ticket has been opened longer than a certain time. Notifying managerial users if a ticket bypasses a specified threshold. You can also set up appointments for customers or companies based on a condition, as well as setting up auto reminders based on a condition. And a lot more can be done with ticket automation. The possibilities are endless. We are always adding more conditions and actions so you can get the most out of automation. Points to consider. Automations run when MGR receives a new RMM notification. Automations related to ticket update can only be performed on the tickets in pipeline, in other words, not resolved/pick it up. Every condition will be matched as an AND. You can add as many conditions as you want. You can perform multiple actions on the results set extracted from the conditions you have set. What it doesn't do. Perform ticket update on the tickets that are already been resolved/pick it up. Use the condition with an OR logic. Let's start the asset automation process. Please navigate to Asset Manager greater than Asset Automation. The Automation Manager will allow you to view a list of your current configured automation. You can do a few things from here. You can create a new automation, edit an existing automation, or make a duplicate of the automation so you can edit it to do something different. Delete an existing automation. Please click on the Add Asset Automation button. Fill in the title with a description of what you want it to do. Please check the automation run daily time from and run daily time to. Please change them if you want to run the automation 24 hours or just within your business hours. Under the condition panel, click the green plus Add Condition button. Each condition has operator and matching value. Now add the condition you want assets to match by selecting or entering values on the left. If operator is available, then it will be shown, and sometimes the matching value will be a selection or you type the value. For example, notification severity will give you a list that will contain emergency, critical, etc. However, the condition notification current status needs a value which you will have to type in. You can add as many new conditions as you like. These are AND conditions, i.e., if condition 1 is true and condition 2 is true, then. We do not currently have a way to add OR conditions. If you need to delete a condition, click on the red delete icon. Once you have defined your conditions, now it's time to set the actions. Select an action in the drop-down that appears and enter, or select the values to use in the fields that appear. Those actions will be performed when the conditions are true. Automations will keep running on the same tickets as long as the conditions are met. As with conditions, you may click the green plus Add Action button to add as many new actions as you like. When the conditions are met, it will perform all the actions. If you need to delete an action, click on the red delete icon. Once finished, click Add Automation. You will be taken back to the Automation Manager and your new automation will be ready to process the automation within the given time frame. Once an automation runs, it will post an update to each asset's log that met the conditions. As you can see, there is a lot that can be automated via asset automation.